Greetings from Juneau, gateway to Southeast Alaska. While the borough itself may be connected to continental North America, there are no highways leading in or out of here. A road system would need to traverse any number of the hundreds of active glaciers in the region, and that's simply not feasible. Rather, the only way in or out is by vessel or aircraft. I fly airliners for a paycheck, but what I do for a living takes place up here, at my home away from home. Don't get me wrong, I love my job. I am proud to say I work for a virtuous airline, one whose culture is currently affording it a lot of resiliency, which I don't take for granted. But right now, the best thing I can do for the survival of my job is to take time away from work. So in a roundabout way, out of indirect necessity, now we have to play. Welcome aboard. Strap in as myself and a group of genuine Alaskan bushrats take you on a journey through the land, wildlife, and culture that is Southeast Alaska.
Flat tire? Yeah, we do. Yep, high side.
How much? 130. Last time I weighed. So the plan at this point is to drag the plane back.
If we can.
Any angle of attack you think that you want to do about this?
So we're just gonna like swing it back and kind of push it uphill. I mean, even if the tide came up to, it's probably gonna come up to there.
That's.
And we can get it up to like onto this stuff. We're good. All right, so we can go look at the cool. All right, so no cell phone service out here. We kind of backtrack a little bit. Headed back to Haines after a nice tour at Glacier Bay. Wanted to land on a beach just for a moment, and apparently I hit pretty jagged rock, and it took out my right main tire. So I've got definitely a tube that's punctured. The tire is probably not going to be salvageable. Yeah, probably one of these guys. Probably a little bit too much for the gear that I've got. I've got 850s. Yeah, need probably 26s. But good news is we've got bushrats coming to rescue us, friends via the spot. Here I did file a VFR flight plan with the flight service station, so in theory Coast Guard would come to look for us. Yeah, shame on me. I should have landed. I think I landed a little bit too early. Landing zone would be like right in here. And to do it again, I wouldn't do it again. I would have done low pass and found a different beach. I'm learning as I go. You really don't know how rough it is until you're on the ground. It looks super smooth when you're flying by at 100 miles an hour. what we'll do for now is kind of try to drag the airplane up. Tide's coming in. Maybe able to get it fixed and get out tonight. Maybe. Or else leave it overnight and come back at low tide tomorrow. So I've got friends who are finding a tire and tube and tools. My good friend Joe is coming to the rescue once again. He'll come a couple hours while we still have some daylight, and maybe out of here. It may be we just have to leave it overnight and come back. Either way, I think the weather should permit us to get out tomorrow. Yeah, biggest problem is the gnats. All right, so we're dragging this thing up the beach. The tide's definitely coming in. So you can see what happened here. Bent the rim a little bit. I think I just took one in the off to the side of the tire. In fact, I think we both heard it hit. At least I did. It was it shook the whole airplane. Kind of sucked. But yeah, so new tire, new tube. It is what it is. Welcome to Alaska bushflying. It's better that we keep moving for the next couple hours.
Yeah.
Just wait for the sun to go down, wait for the mosquitoes to do their thing. And then once it gets dark, maybe chill out inside the airplane. Unfortunately, Netflix and YouTube aren't going to happen out here to entertain ourselves. All right, we're going to go for a walk. The mosquitoes are out, and yeah, so we probably have an hour or two of yes, this is where we're parked. This is where we're broke down. I guess it could be a lot worse. Yeah, we're gonna keep moving just to keep mosquitoes off of us. Both Brenden and I are dressed with everything. Well, not everything we got, but jackets that are tight to our skin. So really just our faces and our hands are exposed. Mosquitoes in Alaska, they're vicious. They're big. That's the good news. So you actually feel them when they land on you, and you have an opportunity to kill them. Like there's one on my hand right now. But anyway, we're gonna go for a walk, look at the takeoff area. I'm gonna get a mental plan as to how to get out here in the morning, and then we'll go walk down the beach a little bit. Now that we're calmed down and the adrenaline rush is wearing off from dragging this guy up the beach. Yeah, probably 20 feet we drug it. Water's come up 4 or 5 feet in total. All right, so on our walk is an example. This is probably, this is not the rock I hit, but that was the mistake I made. This beach has got these little gremlins, and obviously they will they'll catch out. All right, so takeoff area looks mostly doable. There are some more of these gotcha rocks, like this one. 26, 31s wouldn't be an issue. 8.5s, yeah, you see the result of that. So what I've learned, I've always been looking down at landable beaches for emergency, for engine out. And this one absolutely looked landable. In fact, it looked pretty tame, all things considered. So the ones that I've looked at where you're like, it looks okay, but there are a few big boulders. Yeah, no way in hell. Even with like 31s, 35s, not gonna do it. All right, so we'll see how well my phone does. Obviously this is gonna be grainy as heck, but that what's in the center of the frame is an iceberg that's just floating down the bay. It's kind of rolling around as it melts, as it goes. We got a whale out there somewhere, tons of birds. I'm sure there's seals, otters and whatnot. And then behind us, we just heard something breathing. I'm hoping to God it's a moose and not a bear, because out here we get the brown bears. All right, so dinner. Yeah, steak dinner for the two of us. We've got the classic box, courtesy United. When I operate airplanes for United, which is not all the time, but a lot of the time, we get snack boxes, leftovers for the crew. So what we get here tonight is cheddar gourmet cheese. Well, we'll serve pretzels. That's our bread. Actually, no, those will be snacks. So we each get a cream cracker with cheddar, and we do have the salami. These are absolutely horrible. The root beer marshmallow. I'll let you experience that. Some Oreo cookies and licorice. All right, so should we have appetizers? Really, we should go sit down somewhere. And we're now preparing the main course. In the background, take the spoon out of my mouth. His and her placemats. Look at that. We can hear a boat. And it's a ways off in the distance, so there was, I was getting messages from friends who were telling us the National Park Service was coming. We actually, I told them, don't even bother, because by the time we get on the boat and go back to wherever, I mean, there's the whole night. We still have to get back out here to fix the airplane in the morning, but we'll see what happens. Brenden, do you want cheese on your? Why don't I just let you do your? Oh, that's nice and hard. Thank God for preservatives. God knows how old this. Well, it's actually not that old, but it's been through several heat cycles in the back of my airplane for sure. That's just. Yeah, tomorrow we will eat a warm, hot meal and have plenty of water and beverages for sure. Man, that's all right. It is what it is. I'm gonna leave that there for you. Get us some sausages. Go sit down and just get really quiet, listening to the hum of whatever vessels. We're waiting for them to come around the corner and looking for nav lights, but so far nothing. It's hard for me to imagine there'd be any other boat out here this time of night. That's it. So main course, and then we've got dessert. We have Oreos, Twizzler, and of course the root beer marshmallow. All right, I'm gonna sit down and dive in.
We should catch.
National Park Service just came up from Gustavus with a little present. So we just have teensy little water bottles, and that's been the biggest deal. So they brought some potable water. They're gonna go anchor around the way and sleep in the, it looks like just a pair of National Park Service deputies, I guess they are, and they will sleep on their vessel and then come over in the morning. It sounds like they want to take some photos so they can fill out a report, because they got called out here. But better safe than sorry. I'd rather someone be here to rescue us and us not need them than the other way around. So this is our ration of water for the next, let's say, 8-12 hours, however long it takes to get out of here. I'd say about a gallon in total, and we'll just fill it up one bottle at a time. A little warmth and protection inside the airplane. Really can't complain. We've got it all. We're gonna have a nice gorgeous sunrise to look at in a few hours. Slept for a couple hours. Here is the view of Glacier Bay this morning, 4:30 a.m. Super serene. Pretty cool. Not a bad place to break down. And there's the airplane. And Brenden is still sleeping. Tide is way down, so I'm gonna walk down and have a look. I did scope out the runway, the takeoff zone. I've got probably close to 1,000 feet, so I cleared out all the big rocks and looking forward to getting out of here. So now it's just a matter of waiting for our rescue pilot / mechanic. Hopefully he's got all the tools we need. cooking the gasoline. They actually do it for us if
let's see, is there something we can put under the wheel before we get too far here?
just in case
It does kick out another log or something.
yeah, let's yank this log out.
Let's just get this wheel off first.
Yep. Did you get off the beach? Yeah, it was stuck. I had to get out and kind of put the tailwheel on a little log to get it a start. But I'm off. Headed good savings.
Okay, good to know.
All right, guys, back in Juneau, coming at you from the editing suite. All's well that ends well, but as I sit here cutting together this episode and see certain things taken out of context, I can already hear the questions rolling in. Were they prepared? Do they have survival gear? The answer is yes and yes. In fact, it's an Alaska state law. All pilots are required to carry certain essential survival items depending on the season. But due to the nature of these circumstances, we weren't necessarily able to capture everything. We did a pretty good job, but there are certain elements to the story that are left untold. I was hoping to have time for a quick interlude to discuss survival equipment, but we are definitely running long, so that is going to have to be reserved for a separate episode. Stay tuned for that. One important element to the story that got left out is the fact that our bushrat buddy Gipsy did an overfly. I was able to send him a spot message on his way up to Haines, so he diverted and came over to Glacier Bay, positively identified us and relayed information to Flight Service Station, Coast Guard, and the National Park Service, who ultimately came out to check in on us that night. Thank you to Gipsy for that. And with that, this episode is essentially a wrap. Not the camping trip I had planned for Glacier Bay, but I think we made the best of an awkward situation, and hopefully it makes for good television. It's been a journey, that's for sure. Thank you guys for riding along. If you like, please subscribe, share, smash the button, all that good stuff. And we'll see you guys next episode.